My name is Ian Sumter. I'm from the Voice of Russia radio station.
Right.
I understand you spoke to my colleague, or you contacted my colleague, Ludmilla, regarding an interview today.
Right.
The main topic we were going to talk about was Greece and the strikes and protests that have taken place. Is this something you'd be able to discuss with us?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. As I said, the strikes, as I understand, are taking place today. How serious is this situation that people are taking to the street, that they're protesting?
Well, as you probably know, Greece has signed a memorandum of understanding with the so-called Troika, the International Monetary Fund, the European Union and the European Central Bank. And in order for this memorandum of understanding to be implemented, the government had to take some serious structural measures, the so-called austerity measures, which had a tremendous social impact on the population. For instance, due to all these salary and wages cuts, the 60% of the whole Greek youth population is now unemployed. The unemployment number now in the country is 1,300,000 people, which is a huge number. If you compare it with the situation in 2009, that was the 1/3 of this figure. So all this great fall of the gross domestic product and per capita income per person, this unemployment, the austerity measures and all these cuts in wages and salaries have brought this huge protest wave in the country.
I mean, these are clearly serious measures that have been taking place over many years. Is there an indication that these protests could get worse, that there could be more civil unrest, that there's a risk to the government because of this, or is it not that kind of severity?
Well, yesterday the French President François Hollande was in Athens, and in some of the talks he made with the President of the Republic, this was what was portrayed of these talks, that the Greek population is no longer tolerant of any more austerity measures. This will probably cause a very serious social unrest, and probably that will be escalated into violence. So, as the French president admitted, the population has reached its limits. So any more austerity measures will probably, is more than positive that it will cause a very serious social unrest and probably violence in the streets, which is something that nobody wants. On the one hand, we have the government that they really try to make some to implement this memorandum of understanding with both structural and fiscal changes, which are both a necessity, especially the structural changes that the whole country needs. On the other hand, we have the opposition that, as all oppositions in countries, tries to exploit, in brackets, let me use this word, this situation. And in the middle, we have the population that actually suffers a lot because this is one more year that the whole country is in crisis.
Okay, I mean, if this level of crisis continues, if it becomes more severe, does it in any way threaten other countries or the region of Southeast Europe as well as only Greece?
There is a huge discussion about this, especially in Southeastern Europe. As you know, they have elections in Cyprus as well. The Bulgarian government actually resigned. There is an unstable situation, but according to my opinion, it's under control so far. Everything relies on how the people will react to further implementation of austerity measures. And you have to take into account that there is going to be a memorandum of understanding with Troika in Cyprus as well. We don't know how the political situation will evolve in Bulgaria, and probably if this situation is going to have an effect in the Balkans, maybe if we don't see something that will make the situation better as a special aid or fund from the European Union, then that can be escalated in a worst case scenario.
So are there many similarities between the Bulgarian case and the one in Greece, or are they really different problems?
Well, it's very strange because the Bulgarian state decided not to join the Economic and Monetary Union. On the other hand, the average salary they have there is 130 euros per month, whereas in Greece it's nearly 500 euros now, and people are demonstrating, saying that we don't want to have Bulgarian salaries in Greece. On the other hand, the fiscal situation of Greece is actually worse than Bulgaria's now because of this memorandum of understanding. We actually live now on this large installment, 130 billion euros that the European Union and the IMF gave to Greece. There are similarities with the Bulgarian case, but I think the whole situation is different, completely different.
Okay, so obviously today there has been the political crisis in Bulgaria with on the back of protests, on the back of austerity measures. It's not something
the situation.
Economic circumstances, but I know you mentioned Cyprus as another country that was affected by this. Are there any other Southeast European Balkan nations that face similar problems to Greece?
Italy, in a sense. The difference with Italy is that it's a huge economy in comparison to the Greek one, and the fact that Berlusconi is now in the political scene has brought also some problems regarding the future of the Eurozone itself. As he declared that in the next couple of months, Greece, Cyprus, Ireland, and then Italy will move out of the Eurozone. And we need to stress here that in the treaties there is no mentioning of how a country can leave the Eurozone. The only thing a country can do is leave the European Union. And then, as a direct effect, it will leave the Eurozone. So we need to be careful to what assumptions we make here. The French president yesterday said that, according to him, the crisis in the Eurozone has ended, and now nobody sees that Greece, for instance, can leave the Eurozone. But on the other hand, when we have declarations such as Berlusconi's ones, that can bring a lot of tension in Europe and also in the European People's Party, where Mr. Berlusconi's political movement belongs. So I think the next month with the new situation in Italy that we expect as well, the new president in Cyprus, and what will happen in the Greek political scenery to see if the government will continue with the same power, that needs to re-evaluate the whole situation.
Okay, so yes, I can understand the political situation for Greece within Europe is similar to some of the other sort of problem economies at the moment. But I mean, if there were worsening situations in Greece, or with the situation indeed as bad as it is there sort of a general trade and economic impact with Greece's borders, neighbours?
I think for now the situation in this area it's stable, and everybody have focused on the economic sphere. Even some tensions that there were with some neighboring states, I think they're on hold now. People and politicians have become a little smarter than in the past, and they have realized that they have more things to work together with than things to divide them with. This has to do also with the situation in the Aegean and southern Mediterranean, with the exploitation of natural resources. This is also an issue that we need to address probably in the next 6 or 9 months, but not currently. We need to stabilize the economy and start growth and development again. Do some things for unemployment, and as far as all these issues are in today's agenda, nobody has the time to discuss high politics or other geopolitical orientations.